Yes, good morning, gentle people. I'm here with a good friend of mine, Mr. Eddie Edwards, who needs no introduction. He has lived here in South Florida for many years and he's about to embark on a new venture. So, Eddie, tell us about this new endeavor that you're getting ready to embark on.
Well, listen, let me first say welcome to South Florida. Good to have you here. And really just want to share that I am running for the City Commission for the city of Miramar. That election is happening on March 11th. And I'm running to fill the seat vacated by Vice Mayor Alexandra P. Davis. She's now at the county level and there's a vacancy, and I'm looking to get into that seat to continue the wonderful job she has been doing and help the city and represent the residents of the city of Miramar.
And Eddie, tell us a little bit about what makes you uniquely qualified to be the next commissioner of Miramar.
Well, as they say, I have been in the trenches. I've owned a business in the city of Miramar for over 30 years, going back from what was known the popular nightclub Stinger Lounge. And then now my business, Rhythms Marketing, my wife and I own that one. We are a marketing company that provide access to Caribbean diaspora markets in the United States. And also been just very, very active. The very first Jamaican that got elected to the Miramar City Commission, Mr. Fitzroy Salesman, I helped on his campaign, was actually his campaign manager, and then worked closely with a number of other elected officials. Just about every elected officials right now I've worked closely with, continue to work closely with them. So I'm very, very entrenched in the community, and I want to represent the residents of Miramar at this time.
A lot of people may know you for your involvement with the biggest Caribbean food and music festival in South Florida and in New York. Tell us a little bit about working on those festivals.
Well, we've been working festivals from as early as back in 1985 when we did the first Jamaican Awareness Reggae Festival, which grew into Jamaica Awareness, one of the companies, non-profit. I was the founding president at the time, and we just did a number of cultural events and events that then morphed into the Jamaican Jerk Festival, now the Grace Jamaican Jerk Festival here in New York, here in South Florida. Also in New York, we did a stint in Washington D.C. as well. So that festival has really blossomed into something that we all can be proud of, and that a lot of people know me from that. But also I'm in radio. Started out again back in the 80s, WVCG 1080 AM, and has continued being in the media. So did a TV series called My Little Food Spot. So I've been really in the community doing a lot for people.
Okay, and for those who may have concerns about your involvement, the fact that you've worked with the city, and now you're gonna be possibly running an office in the Miramar city, is there any conflict of interest in your, or how you plan to deal with that?
Well, when I get elected, I will have attorneys, and the city staff will basically guide me into what the conflicts are, what's being done. I've been very transparent with the community, so everybody knows my involvement in whatever I do. And certainly, we will not do anything that is illegal or anything that really appears to not be right in the eyes of the law. So we want to be clear on that.
Okay, and what the job of a city controller involves? Just break it down for us.
In a simple way, the city commission sets the policy, and then the executive, city manager, staff, they execute the policy. So we set policy for the city.
And give us a little breakdown about the demographics of this Miramar, the city of Miramar.
Miramar is very, very multicultural. We have African Americans, Caribbeans, Latin, Haitian, Caucasian. It represents South Florida, very diverse.
Okay. And tell me some of the agenda items, the priority items that you plan to work on if and when you get elected.
Well, like I've told a number of residents when they ask me that question, I have no agenda. My agenda is the people's agenda. Whatever the residents want, that's what I will seek to represent. I want to be the voice of the community. But at the same time, when you look at something like affordable housing, there's need for that. When I want to also focus on the young people, ensure that opportunities are there for young people. Seniors also need some extra resources, and more than anything else, we definitely have to make sure we have some fiscal responsibility.
And for the folks like myself who reside up north, what what would you tell us why we need to come to South Florida and make Miramar actually the place that we reside?
Well, the city's motto is the center of everything, and that is so true. It's one of the hottest hopping cities right now. Represented currently by a commission of all Jamaican, doing a fantastic job representing everybody in the city. And the weather in South Florida, we don't have snow.
And the fact that you are an Ardenite, which I'm very proud of, and also a Jamaican, what would you say to the residents, Miramar, who are Jamaicans?
Well, look, I want to represent the residents of Miramar. I want to be the voice of the residents. I want them to be engaged. I want them to understand what and how the city operates, and definitely bring their input into us. So it's going to be a conversation. It's not I dictating or the commission dictating. I think we need to have that conversation where they tell us what to do, because we're working for the residents.
And last question, Eddie. We're about to change administration. New president is about to take office. What's the way how you see it for 2025 and beyond? I mean, what's the prognosis?
Well, the presidency is very important, but again, local government is really what affects people more than anything else. And that's why I want people to be engaged at the local level. Pay attention to what really hits you in the pocketbook and the folks that you have access to. So look to really being participatory in local elections, and then that kind of a campaign and advocacy will spread so that you could then have an effect at the top.
I'm thinking about one other question, and the fact that Miami, Florida, is really the nearest stop from Kingston or Montego Bay. So a lot of traffic, people travel a lot between Miami and Florida and Jamaica. Any outreach you see yourself doing with any other political organizations in Jamaica, if and when you become elected to the office?
Well, we serve our residents first, and then we look for the opportunities of how and where we can reach out to whatever organization to build bridges and make our city better. If it means an outreach to Jamaica, Barbados, Haiti, wherever, Colombia, it is what is going to be in the best interest of the residents of the city of Miramar.
Okay. Well, Eddie, I wish you certainly a very prosperous and productive 2025. And any final message for the listeners?
Well, what we want, I need to speak specifically to the residents of Miramar who can vote. March 11th is the election, and I'm asking for your support.
Okay. All right, Eddie. Thanks much.
A pleasure.